What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Captain Cody Davis sitting down with you guys for another one here. And we've got a product review, or more specifically, I'd call it a product highlight video for you guys here. Just want to talk about something that I've been very pleased with, very happy with. And more specifically, a product that has all around surprised me in its durability and its performance. And a lot of that has to do with the price point of this product, which we'll get into. I'm going to have a lot of people saying that this is like a sponsor plug or something, but we're actually going to be highlighting a product that's made by a past sponsor, past partner of mine. You guys know I used to work very tightly with the ARC line, ARC company ARC. You know, they make reels, tungsten, mainly known for their rods. And I made the switch a few months ago, obviously, over to the Senko Sticks line, mainly because they just fit me. Okay, I want to fish with what I want to fish with, and I fished a long time with the Arc line. I wasn't looking for a change or anything. I just ran into Alex one day on the water. He had made me rods in the past. I just got talking to him about his business, how it was going, what he's working on. He put some stuff in my hands, and I just had to have it. It was one of those deals. Okay, so I ended up parting ways with Arc on great terms. I feel like, you know, Louis over there was very, very generous to me and great guy. I still think that of him. He's the coolest guy I've ever met, and makes a great product. You know, at the end of the day, Senko Sticks just was just something that, like I said, I felt like I was doing a disservice to myself by not fishing with those rods. Sorry, I'm getting over a sinus infection again. so yeah, so I'm not really fishing with Arc anymore at all. So this is not this isn't a plug or anything. This is simply me highlighting a product that I like. And one thing that Louis does over there is he kind of knows a little bit about everything. Okay, his rods are great. He makes some really awesome hard baits that I still fish with to this day. I primarily flip with his tungsten weights. I really like them. And he made a line of reels, and you guys see me use the reels a lot on the channel, and I've been very happy with them. But we're going to talk about a reel today, but we're actually going to be talking about the budget friendly, his lowest end reel. Okay, so they make the reel line is called the Gravity line of reels, and they make a G1, a G5, a G6, a G7, and a G8. Excuse me. And I think your G5 starts at like 129, and then it goes, you know, they gradually go up in price and move up in quality up to your G8, which I think tops out at like 289. But all the way down at the bottom, you have this G1, which is going to run you $80. Now, a couple of different things about this reel. It's shaped, its body frame is a different shape altogether, a different design than their other reels in the lineup. Okay. And if I'm being honest, I like this frame more simply because it's more compact, it's a smaller body style, and enables you to palm this reel much easier for me. I guess it really depends on the way you hold the reel, but it's very small, it's very compact, and I can get a good grip and hold the entire reel in my hand. Reels being comfortable and palmable in your hand are becoming probably one of the most important things to me that I look for when purchasing a new reel, mainly because of fatigue. For power fishing, right? Flipping, throwing a big swim jig. You want it to be comfortable in your hand, all right? Which this thing is. Now, here's the deal. I saw them. They were $80. I got a bunch. I purchased a bunch as well because they were price friendly, and I got them primarily for guide reels, okay, for clients to use, beat up, wench on, and not think twice about it. The problem is an $80 reel, maybe throughout the rest of the country, maybe isn't really a budget friendly reel, okay, but on Okeechobee it is, because when you're talking swim jigging, flipping mats, throwing a frog, flipping a jig, lockdown drag, 65-pound braid, it's going to break the most high-end reels out there, right? I mean, we're talking about fishing for a bass, right? These little reels are not meant to go through that much stress that we put them through. So a lower budget-friendly reel usually won't last you very long before you start hearing some grinding, some rubbing noises, some rattling, right? Which is what I assumed was going to happen with these. So when I got them, I had them rigged up on my rods that I use for mono and fluorocarbon applications, mainly like a rattle trap, a crankbait, or a chatterbait. And after months of my clients using them, I realized, man, these things, I was respooling them. I'm like, these things still feel like they came out of the box. Now, I know it's been mono and low strain presentations, but still, they have no wear and tear on them at all. And I was kind of needed, I was looking for a different reel to throw a swim jig on. All right. I'm not going to get into the mechanics or reasons why. It's just a personal thing, but I like having a low, really small profile reel that I can palm. Again, I like it for everything, but mainly, more specifically, a swim jig. And I needed a little bit slower ratio. My favorite reel that I used to throw a swim jig on, it was a Lew's. I don't remember what model it was because they have 6,000 models. It was the one that was $139. It's a small little reel. It had a 6.8 to 1 gear ratio on it. And that was what I won most of my money on this lake on, throwing a swim jig. And I said, instead of going out and buying one, I've got these things that are pretty dang close. They're different, but they're close, and it's a 6.4 to 1. But I think I can make it work. And I've been throwing a swim jig on this thing on my rod. And throwing a swim, sorry, my brain's all over the place. I've been throwing a swim jig on this reel for the last few weeks, and this thing is phenomenal. Okay, the drag on these things is silky smooth. All right, if you need them to be, but I don't know how many pounds of drag they put out. I haven't even looked at the website, but I have this thing locked down. I mean, I cannot pull it out, and that's of the full spool. All right, I've got this thing winched down, throwing a 30 jigs, no jack swim jig on there like I always do. This is on my tournament swim jig rod. This is on my 7.6 Senko Sticks medium heavy. All right, and I have had no issues. Not only is it holding up really heavy duty and durable, there's no play in the reel. There's none of that rattling, none of that rubbing, none of that getting tight or anything twerking out of position. But a lot of other things you get with this reel, the braking system on this thing, I don't know the specifics behind it, but it's great. I mean, you could literally make them as loose as you want, and you could spool the reel on a cast. But if you're dealing with a lighter bait or throwing into the wind, the adjustments are really, really small, really sensitive, which is good, which is what you usually find on a higher end reel. And you could adjust it to your liking, absolutely no problem. Funny enough, my brother wanted to try my swim jig rod because he's kind of new to throwing a swim jig the other day. He loved the rod, but he also made a comment about the reel. He said, man, what reel is this? And I told him, he's like, man, I really, really like that. But here's the problem. They only make this available in a 6.4 to 1 gear ratio. I don't know why. Maybe because Louis thought he wasn't going to sell a bunch of them. But Louis, if you're watching, make one more line of these. Make them in a 7 to 1 as well. Because, I mean, listen, I love the thing. The problem is it's only a 6.4 to 1. If you're a fan of a lower gear ratio, I can't recommend this thing enough. If you're looking for a reel that you just need new reels for those applications that you're throwing a lower gear ratio on, like a vibrating jig, a rattle trap, definitely check this thing out. It's withstood all my testing. And again, I'm got it rigged on my high-end swim jig rod, and I just love the reel. It's super comfortable. Not only a smooth drag, but also puts out enough drag to fish the heavy stuff. Palmable in your hand, comfortable to fish with. It's got some really nice little grips on there, almost like a Lew's style grip. And the actual handle is some kind of aluminum handle or something, but it's heavy duty, doesn't bend or give. Just wanted to highlight that. Again, it's $80. It's a really budget-friendly reel, and it's something that's going to last you, and I think you'd be happy with. Line capacity, it is a little bit low. It holds 100 yards of 12-pound test. I've got 65-pound braid on here, and I could spool it to the knot throwing a swim jig, but again, it's $80. So just wanted to highlight that for you guys. Check it out. Let me know if you're in the market for a new reel and you don't want to spend a bunch of money. Honestly, couldn't recommend this little thing enough. Very happy with it. Appreciate you guys watching. Let me know if that helps, and be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Tight lines.